if I cave in.
Welcome back, everyone. We've got another newbie here right now. I have with me Tony Ruggieri. Did I say that correctly?
Yes,
and
perfect.
he is the president, founder, and CEO of Ruggieri Financial Group. Welcome to the show. Tell everybody a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Well, thank you for having me. My name's Tony Ruggieri. As you said, I'm president, founder, CEO of the Ruggieri Financial Group. I'm an advisor. That's the core of what I do, but I spend a lot of time consulting with families and small businesses about things that come up in their lives that need solving.
Well, here's what I done. I found out a little bit about you before you came on, and I want to talk about some of that. One thing I know about your business is it's a relationship-based business. Even though everybody's is, yours is really a relationship-based business because, people are obviously giving over their money, their life to you, basically, and entrusting in you. You are a fiduciary. Let's talk a little bit about what that means.
Oh, yes, absolutely. That's a great question. The word fiduciary was relatively unknown 5 years ago. And today, and I wish more people operated in a more of a fiduciary standard. But what that means is typically when people, families, they interact in business and in the communities, they're not always interacting with people who have their best interest at heart. And a fiduciary, someone who is a licensed fiduciary, has to operate with that individual or the family with their best interest at heart.
Well, and that's what you are.
Yes.
Okay, and so you also help people in certain areas that I want people to understand. Obviously, issues with finance.
Correct.
Okay, and what does that mean when you say I help them with their issues with finance?
Well, you keyed on it earlier. It's a relationship business. Part of the issue for a lot of families is we're busy. Most husbands, wives, men, women, fathers, mothers, they're busy every day. It's a grind. They wake up early.
It's a busy world.
Yes, they wake up every day. They've got a whole career to handle. They've got kids to raise. They've got to come home. They've got to make sure food's on the table. And to take the time out in their lives and kind of figure out how the financial part of their lives is working, either in a good way, healthy, or in a bad way, unhealthy, is difficult for them. They've got to take more. Where do they carve that time out? I've never met a client, I've never met anyone, a human being that says, you know what, I've got too much time and I've got too much money. That just doesn't come out of their mouths. So part of helping those families is understanding where's the illness, where are we struggling financially.
So you do free consultations.
Absolutely.
And do you go to people or do they come to you? How does that work?
So most people come to me, but there are occasions where, and I enjoy going to their homes as well, but most people do come to my house.
And where are you located?
And we're located in Scottsdale, Arizona.
Okay, and your website is RuggeriFinancialGroup.com, and I'm going to spell that for everybody because that's not easy, okay?
Perfect.
So it is RUGGIERI.
Correct.
Financialgroup.com.
Yes.
Write the number down, which is 623-738-7356. And what makes him right now very different, he's a fiduciary, which is very important to know that somebody you have their back. You're out to look out for them.
Correct.
And that's what it's all about.
Absolutely.
Now, you also will help people with sending their kids to school. So you also help people with college planning?
Correct. If you ask anyone that has children today, if just in a short conversation, you can ask them, how are you going to get them through school? And that is the biggest headache that they have right now.
Tell me about it. I had two, and luckily they have those the loans, but there's no way that they have to have that.
Yeah.
Or they can have less.
Correct. The world has changed so rapidly, and it's so different from when most people went to school, had the college experience. They now have children, 14, 15, 16, and they're looking at their own college experience, hoping that their children will have it. And more than likely they won't. So most kids, and the way the system worked earlier is that kids could work their way through school or parents could help them out. But today, if I came to
forget it, honey.
Yeah. I mean, you're going to drop $150,000 to $200,000 and people say, oh, it's not that expensive. Well, it is. Particularly if your children want to go outside of Arizona or at least far enough away from home where they can't drive to class.
Let me tell you how much the books are, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, it just doesn't, you don't realize it but the thing is that people want to go. That's what we want. We strive to go. We want our children to go to college. And there's some people out there that would like to go back to to college or never went to college, and you can help them with that as well. Again, you can check him out on his website. It's RuggiereFinancialGroup.com, which is RUGGIERI, financialgroup.com. He does free consultations. His phone number to call is 623-738-3756. Now, here's another thing that you do, and I think this is kind of interesting myself, because there's a lot of people that listen to this show that might be in this position. Individuals that are facing job, what do you call it?
Transitions. Yes. So back to the whole financial problems that people may have. Think of a couple, and both have been working at companies for 20, 25 years. They're about ready to move their kids into college, and all of a sudden they get a note from HR that says, you know what, thank you for 25 years of service, but we no longer need you. These people tend to be in their late 40s, early 50s, sometimes in their early 60s, and that's it. And so now it's 2019, and what am I going to do? Over half the families that in the United States are living paycheck to paycheck, and even high-income families are still living paycheck to paycheck. So what do you do? And especially if it's been 20, 25 years since you've looked for a job, these are issues that are really, really stressful. In fact, it's 2 or 3 on the stress. It's even more stressful than death.
Well, here's the other thing, too. Besides just transitioning, there's a lot of people out there that are older,
yes,
that because they got hit by the, what happened in 2008 and 10, whatever happened, and they don't have the money that they had before. They don't know what they're going to do. What about that?
Well, back to if they don't have, the thing is with college, you said college earlier, and now with job transition, think of how that destroys their retirement. People always want to ask me about retirement. Well, that's a long way away. What are we doing when you lose your job? What does most people do? They end up digging into their retirement to survive that.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, and that's what's really destroying people's retirement. It's not the fact they've done all the right things. They're paying their taxes. They're doing everything right. It's the companies that say, hey, we don't need you anymore. And now
it's our kids that are eating up our money.
Yeah, and I can tell you story after story where families high income and they get laid off, and it could be 8, 9, 10 months later, and they're going back to work for half of what they were making earlier.
Right.
And at 55, that's a bleak outlook. So we want to get a hold. We help these families immediately try to put plans together to bridge this gap and not destroy their retirement.
So when is the best time for people to come to you?
Well, now. No, it's really about education. You mentioned relationships first, so I know this is going to sound funny, but I'm not sure if I can help you. We need to sit down. We need to talk. And people need to understand what a fiduciary is, and we need to get deeper into your life more than just how much money can I make, and what is the stock market doing, and how much money I'm going to have at retirement. We got to get deeper into that. What are your hopes? What are your dreams? What do you want to accomplish? And what does that look like? What does life look like for you at 65, 70, 75, 80? And what kind of lifestyle do you want to lead? Once we figure that piece out, and most families that I talk to, they don't know that yet. Well, I'll work till I die. Well, that's no longer an option because companies are going to phase this out. I hope this is okay to say.
Thank God for what I do. I'm going to be here bringing in a cane.
Yeah. But, age discrimination in the job market is really real here in the United States, and it's masked, but it's happening. If you're over 50 and you lose your job, you're in trouble.
You are, and there are a lot of people out there that are suffering. You do a free consultation.
Absolutely.
And it's all about finding out where they are right now,
yep,
where they want to be. It doesn't matter where they were. Right now,
correct,
it finds out what do you want in life? What do you want? What do you see what you want when you retire?
Yes.
So, and again, also for people that have children that are going through college, he can also help you with that. Job transitions, you can also help them with that. And also you say small businesses.
Correct. I'll say this, if you really want to save economies, you really need to focus on the health of small businesses. And so many small businesses, it's one of my favorite areas to work in because you've got entrepreneurs, innovators, people, trendsetters that start these small businesses. And when they become successful, they tend to get trapped. What do I do next? How do I get out of this? How do I transition to my own retirement? Because oftentimes these small business owners, when they leave, the business dies. So we work very, very closely with them to help them in their success.
He does free consultations. The phone number to call him is 3756. It's again 623-738-3756. It's Ruggieri financialgroup.com. It's RUGGIERI, financialgroup.com.